One of Don's biggest contributions to this company was what he did around our organizational culture and making it very people first oriented. It was very important to Don that not only were our customers a focal point, but our employees were a focal point. And there was something that he would say all the time was that committed people working together in a supportive environment will succeed. And he lived that every day.
And I loved how much Don appreciates us. He comes to work with us as his North Star. Employees and members, our Vermont community, are what make him show up every day and what make him do what he does. And that is also how I feel about my job. You know, I want to make whatever difference I can make in this community, and I love that I have leadership that wants that same thing and that has never lost sight of that.
What impressed me was that his philosophy is always member first, but with a slash, employee first. The benefit to me as an employee with that outlook was feeling like I truly had the basis to grow from and truly had this safe place, I guess you would call it, to build my knowledge and my confidence and my career. So I just am very grateful for having a professional home that provided the right environment for me to grow in, and that is from Don's perspective and his heart.
So I think the thing that I have learned from Don that stayed with me the most is that you can be a leader and someone's peer at the same time. I feel like he's always had an open door policy. I felt totally comfortable going up to his office and talking to him or sending him an email. I think leaders need to make sure that people feel that their voices can be heard and that they add value, and I feel like Don did that well.
Something that I've learned from Don is that he gives everybody grace. And he gave me so much grace in the beginning because I was making mistakes and I was just like, oh, this is gonna be my last week. And he was just like, you are doing marvelous, you are doing wonderful. And he just gave me so much grace, and I am so thankful.
What I admire most about Don is the way he incorporated doing right by members into our corporate DNA. That is a legacy that's going to live on long past Don's retirement. He gave us a bright North Star that we could all use when making tough decisions. Really, that's something that has been incredibly valuable and something that will last with me for many years to come as well.
When Don became CEO, he was really I would say the perfect fit in hindsight for what we needed at that time, or at least had kind of the perfect approach. He built relationships where, we became trusted by not only DFR, but by, the governor's administration, by the legislature. Without Don's leadership in that way, I think it would have been a really different outcome in terms of healthcare reform.
When the Affordable Care Act passed, and there were 75,000 Vermonters who were going to have to completely change their coverage and have completely new rules on how they accessed coverage. And Don was, at the time, the only Blue Cross and Blue Shield plan to really be public about the need for the Blues to lean into this work. And he leaned in hard and got the entire organization focused, externally focused, on how we can help Vermonters through this transition.
So when I think about all the times I've had with Don over the 28 years of being here, some of my fondest memories are when he was out at events with us. Girls on the Run, of course, comes to mind because that was always a big event for him. And the thing about Don that would always surprise me is he was so good on stage relating to this group of like 3,000 to 5,000 girls, and you wouldn't necessarily expect that. So it was just so fun to see him in that element.
Sure, I want to thank Don for all his mentorship. I know that he did a lot of the aspects of my job before he was CEO, and I've certainly learned a lot from him and his experience and extensive guidance. And I really wish Don the best in his retirement. I know he's a huge hiker, and I hope that he has some amazing hikes on the Long Trail and some really good ski runs. So best of luck in retirement.
Congratulations, Don, from Client Solutions.
From all of us in financial reporting and corporate accounting, thanks for all the years of service and best of luck.
Good luck, Don.
Good luck, Don.
Congratulations, Don, from customer service.
Congratulations, Don, on your retirement from the CBSS team.
Congratulations, Don, from Data and Analytics.
Congratulations, Don, from the claims department.
Congratulations, Don! Wishing you many sunny days on the slopes, on the hills, with your wife and with your kitties. Wishing you the best.